Tonight, Smyrna Police are now asking neighbors to give them access to their homes to help them track down criminals.
Officers are also using a new technology to find crooks in their cars, and it seems to be working.
Smyrna Police say good old-fashioned technology got these suspected armed robbers off the streets.
We were able to track down the machete-wielding robbers that were robbing CVS and Walgreens.
Timothy Soulsby and Vincent McClure are accused of walking into Walgreens and CVS with a machete last month demanding cash, but their getaway car apparently got them caught the next day.
We were able to put those license plates into the database to trigger an alert when they drove by a flock camera.
Flock cameras are a subscription service where plate reading cameras are secretly positioned in traffic congested areas. The collected data is secured at police headquarters. The machete robbers apparently drove right past one of the cameras.
Now, this just shows you how fast the investigative process is. Once the flock cameras take a picture of the license plate on the street, it goes back to police headquarters. That information then immediately goes to the officers on the street in less than 20 or 30 seconds. Less than 20 or 30 seconds? Come on.
It's that quick, yes.
Police say they have arrested a half-dozen people involved in various crimes since the flock cameras went up about a month ago. They also launched a program called Smyrna View, where they're asking neighbors to give them access to their home security video.
Our program is completely voluntary.
If I have the video coverage, then why not share it?
Barb Allen just joined the program.
And the more people that are involved, the better off we're all going to be.
All right, politicians.